We're having a heat wave. A tropical heat wave. Welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where we're having a heat wave, and this is the way to go about it. And this is called a Tremblay beer. Tremblay, or Trembly. That's the way you would pronounce it. But us peppers, us Frenchmans, we call it Tremblay. Anyways, welcome to the show. Packed jam today. Everybody's in the house. When I say everybody's in the house, I mean everybody. Everybody. And also the big news out there is the CSRs. The nominations are out. Go out and vote. You got till the end of the month. We are June 3rd today, but it's actually June 2nd because I'm doing it June 2nd. How freaky is that? Eh? It's like quantum physics. Could be at two places at one time. So, check it out. I'm already starting video production of it, sending every category back to Artie. He's got to peruse it, and he's got to give me the okay. Great, no mistakes. There you go. What a rat job that is. And he better be right, because if there's a mistake, I sent it to him. If there's a mistake, it's his. That's all I want to say. And there's something I saw on Facebook. Was it a Facebook or BGG about votes for women? That it is or isn't a war game. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Check it out. See what's going on. Plus, vote plus vote. I'm trying to think what's going on. If anybody wants to give constructive criticism without being an a-hole, go ahead. Go on the Charles S. Robert website and, give us your critique. When I say us, I'm not part of the board, but give the critique and it'll be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Also, to mention, KilRoyWasHere's channel, right? Robert Carroll's channel. He's going to be doing a D-Day special week. The whole week. He's busting my chops, telling me, hey, don't forget, I'm done, don't forget. You know what I done for you, man, don't forget. He's my consigliere. How can I forget? So, that's it for that. And also, HOLLANDSPIELE, and look at that. Because HOLLANDSPIELE has 3 games nominated, they are doing a CSR nominee sale. Siege of Mantua, Ginomorpod 2050, Ginormopod, The Grass Crown 2, and The Grass Crown 1. These are the games that are on sale. I don't know if they have any other sales happening, but check it out. It's an exciting month, especially for me, because I got to do all this work. You know what I'm saying? All this work, man. I'm going to try to spruce it up a bit, make it a little bit different. Not much different. I like the way it, whatchamacallit, the way it's done, the way I did it there, the template of the way I did it. I changed some some screens, some fun factor stuff, and nothing's gonna be different, except that I'm gonna try to keep it to an hour. Hopefully I can do it, and I squeeze out every second that I don't breathe, Chuck. So an hour is a fun time for the CSRs. I mean, after an hour, after an hour, you can't drag it on for 3 hours, man. Like the Oscars do. Oh my God, it's so boring after 3 hours. So anyways, that's what I'm trying to say. Hey, Matt White is back with us. Dad versus son, Homo Dens. Who else? Come on, Ricardo's in the house. Mark Felton, the guy who looks like a vampire. STUKAJOE's got something. Hissy Cat's got something. Stay tuned for the news. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. But Paul, what do you mean just a number? Hey you! Sit down! Yeah!
Hello everyone, this is Riccardo Masini, and this time the greatest day in history and games is June 18th, 1815. The day when a fight of an empire was decided near a tiny Belgian town, Waterloo. Now, we all know this battle, okay? It is pointless to me to retell the story of the Battle of Waterloo to a wargamer audience. Every single one of us has played and replayed this battle so many times over the years in so many different games. And this is the quintessential battle. Waterloo gave us the image of a battle is, or what Napoleonic battle should be. So now I'm going to focus on three main elements of this battle, on why this particular engagement really stands out so much compared to other engagements, other battles of all time, and other battles of the Napoleonic period. Well, these three factors are, well, the first one is that it was a linear attritional battle. And usually Napoleonic battles were not linear attritional battles. It might seem strange, but every image of a Napoleonic battle that we have, so long lines of regiments fighting against each other over more or less plain battlefield, well, this with some terrain failures here and there, but essentially a coherent single battlefield. Well, this is wrong. This is entirely derivative of the landscape of the Battle of Waterloo, because Austerlitz was not like that, and Eylau was not like that. Rivoli, Marengo were much more scattered, fragmented affairs with single key interest points. And this was because Napoleon knew that in a linear battle he would almost certainly lose, and even Jena Auerstadt was not like that, and he had studied Frederick the Great that had surpassed, had gone beyond the linear frontal battle model. And Napoleon had already devised that you needed to create some choke points, some flash points over the battlefield where to concentrate all your forces and force the enemy to do the same, but catch him counter time, not in the same time, with your own timing. So you concentrate your forces like Frederick the Great did at Leuthen, and then you strike there where there is the focal point before the enemy, the opponent, can concentrate enough troops to stop you. But Waterloo was a linear battle because the formations were too dense. There was no real place to maneuver. You had two long lines, the coalition lines and the French lines, one against the other, and then they clashed each against the other. Even Borodino, which is possibly the most similar battle to Waterloo that we have, was not like that, because there were redoubts, there were strong points, there were many places in the battlefields that were essentially empty. It was not a frontal assault of one line against the other. But Waterloo was so important that we all derived the image of a Napoleonic battle from there. The other factor, is the terrain. I've been at Waterloo. I've been at the Waterloo battlefield, and I can assure you, Belgian mud is thick, is deep. You really get knee high. Me and my wife were with a jeep. We were touring the battlefield, and that jeep, which was a modern jeep, a modern 4x4 wheeled jeep, got stuck exactly between Huguemont and La Haye-Sainte. And in that, it was August. It had not rained so much as it rained in June 1815. And with this motor jeep, just got stuck in the ground. So this mud was terrible. The cannonballs did not bounce, and so Napoleon was forced to delay his main attack. But also this terrain was perfect for a defensive position, because the famous reverse slope tactics by Wellington, and Wellington had experimented about these tactics in Spain. Today the Waterloo battlefield is much more plain than it was before, than it was in those days in 1815. The hills were much higher, so Wellington could easily hide at least half, more probably 2/3 of his army behind those hills, absolutely protected from the French artillery, which was suffering problems for the mud as well, because the cannonballs could not bounce, and so were mostly ineffective. But also the maneuvers were slow. There were sunken roads which, with the level of the field up above your head, it was much more similar to battlefields from World War I. In a sense, it was a proto-World War I battle, as John Keegan rightfully describes in The Face of Battle. The Somme is not so far away from Waterloo, and the hurt is essentially the same. So all these factors, once again, they combine to make Waterloo such an exceptional battle. And all of this was perfect perfectly suited to exploit to the fullest the superior British fire tactics. We all know the two rank deep lines of the British with the volley by platoons, and the final effect was essentially comparable to a World War I machine gun concentration upon very linear formation. So it was devastating. And the third element that really make Waterloo stand out is Grouchy. And once again, we all know that Grouchy, with 1/3 of the army, he had to avoid the Prussian, to stop the Prussian from rejoining Wellington. But one was say, oh, well, Grouchy was out on a picnic, you know, the famous strawberry incident, strawberry episode, and he did not hear the sound of the guns, he did not come to the sound of the guns. But possibilities must be revisited as well. Grouchy was a very experienced cavalry commander. It was not by chance that Napoleon gave him 1/3 of the army to keep the Prussians at bay, because he had to do what he was really good at. That is, pursuing a beaten enemy and avoid him from reconcentrating. The problem is that in June 17th, that is the really decisive day of the entire 100 days campaign, in that fateful day, Grouchy thought that the Prussians were retreating towards Namur, so much eastward than Waterloo. Instead, the Prussians were once again reconcentrating and trying to rejoin Wellington. Once Grouchy understood that his rebels were false, that he was following false rebels, only a big mass, but not the main body of the Prussians, only a big mass of fugitives, it tried to immediately get back to Waterloo. We have the Battle of Wavre. The Battle of Wavre is essentially a useless battle because Grouchy had to put himself between Wellington and Blücher, but he was behind Blücher, so he could not stop Blücher from rejoining Wellington. But Wavre is always a forgotten battle. And this factor is once again another of the three decisive factor. That is a very strange, a very weird linear attritional battle, exactly the kind of battle that Napoleon has always tried to avoid, during his entire career. The terrain, the horrible terrain. Oh, and once again, once you see the Waterloo battlefield, it looks like a perfect plain battlefield with good solid ground. Only when you take a step into the ground where you discover immediately, all of a sudden, that is a terrible terrain, that there is so much mud that you get knee deep in that mud. And Wellington knew that. Wellington had known before this battlefield, exactly for these reasons. And the third element, Grouchy. The poor Grouchy that could not exploit, did not pursue it with the due efficacy, the Prussian army. And so the Prussian army rejoined Wellington, and we all know how it went out, because essentially Napoleon had was very close at winning that battle. Even the last assault by the Rouen and the Maitland is your time, all those anecdotes. Okay, yes, the French were repulsed, but a final push would have broken Wellington's center. And most of all the troops that were engaged in Planchenoit trying to contain the Prussians would be ready to exploit at last the great gaps in Wellington's line. So it was very probable that without the Prussians, Wellington would have been beaten. Probably it would have been a terrible battle like Eylau or like Borodino, but Napoleon would have won. But then the Prussians came. Now all this creates the epic of the Battle of Waterloo, that, as I said, it was so strong that this image of a Napoleonic battle, which was actually a very weird, very strange Napoleonic battle, permeated our own image of all the previous Napoleonic battles that were much, much different than that. Well, this has been recreated in countless of games. And as a wargame, I want to present you a very different wargame from the usual. That is a game that is an hybrid Euro wargame, that is Waterloo by Martin Wallace. Yes, I really love that rendition of Waterloo. Why? Because it is different. And you get all those three elements, you get them. You get that sense of pushing a regiment after a regiment after a regiment in the front line. From what? Because you have wooden blocks and you're just moving nameless wooden blocks and you're pushing people forward, one against the other, in a frontal after frontal after frontal linear assaults, and in terrible terrain, and this is represented by the fact that the attacker has a much more difficult time than the defender. The defender really has a big advantage in that game. And in this, the Euro mechanics, the Eurogame mechanics really represent this resource management. You're not moving people around, you're not making genius military maneuvers. You are just using your assets, your resources, and this is perfectly represented by this game. And the last element, Grouchy, well, Grouchy is represented by the fact that you do not know how many Prussians will come to the battlefield. But once they are there, as a French player, you know that you have essentially already lost. So, this game is a great experience. I really advise it also to wargame grognards, because it is a very different but very enlightening experience for me. That it has been also from an historical standpoint and from what a simulation game is. Very different, but a very, very interesting board game. And with the same system, we also have Gettysburg. I have it. I've not yet tried it, but I'm really eager to try it. I know they are rare, they're more or less collection pieces, but really advise you, recommend them to your attention. So that's it for this time. You have seen I've not read the text, so maybe probably a bit longer this time, this segment, but I want to experiment a bit with my pieces for no evening is here. So in the future, those pieces will be like that. So that's it for this time. See you on the next battlefield. Ciao.
Dad vs. Son has 4 videos out, and it's a campaign mission numbers 5 through 8 of Aces of Valor, the German long 1915 campaign. All this on Dad vs. Son. My favorite Frenchie, Freddy Fred Serval, the Grognard of the Year and game designer of Red Flag Over Paris and a guest of Robin Hood. Is it a jest or a guest? I keep forgetting. But anyways, Freddy Fred Serval is with Tori Brown on Votes for Women, an in-depth game design interview on Homo Ludens. Combat Board Games is looking at Wargame Archaeology Game Auction, a game about buying and selling war games. Really? The wargame artist Matt White is back with an after-action report of Hougoumont 1815, Fallen Eagles 2 from Exorcism. And 1815 Hougoumont, is that like a Napoleonic Waterloo side thing? Then let me know. Nobody lets me know. Let me know. Ruffy of Rough Swordsman Wargamer has 3 videos out. One is on the War Room. They're live with game giveaways for Memorial Day. Also, watch the epic conclusion of Rough and Company's Eldritch Horror Battle Part 2, plus an unboxing on his Open the Box segment, GMT's MBT BAOR. It's ridiculous, man. British Army of the Rhine, an expansion for MBT. An unboxing, obviously, I said that before. All this on Ruffy's channel, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. Little Wars TV, The Chosen River, or Chosen River, a massive Chosen Reservoir war game on Little Wars TV. Andy Nidell's fantastic channel, World War II Week by Week, the moment D-Day was announced, when invasion hit the airwaves. That should be interesting. There's 2 minutes of that. 2 minutes, not much to ask for. Lock and Load Publishing, for those who sacrificed a Memorial Day thank you, from Lock and Load Publishing. Thank you, Lock and Load. The man who looks like a vampire, Mark Felton of Mark Felton Productions, has Indiana Jones and the Lost Guns of Destiny. Alright. And Hitler's Praetorian Guards. I don't even know if I said that right. Praetorian Guards. I'm having a hard time, people. Mark Felton Productions. Simple History, powerful aircrafts in history and present-day soldiers trapped in minefield from the 1980s. They're trapped. That's 2 videos on Simple History. The Hugh Hefner of War Games, Wardy Robe. Todd plays World War II, has 1 video and he's back. What's in the magazine? The ASL Journal, number 14. He's a big ASL fan. As is George Chiotis and the ASL Archive guys. The Professor, Riccardo Mazzini. 1 video. The Grand Maneuver. The War of Franco, Indiana. La Guerra Franco-Indiana. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check this out. It's only 3 minutes. It must be a little blurb on the Professor's channel. Mo of Mo's Game Table has 1 video. You're slacking off, Mo. In Country from Enemy Spotted Studios, a preview. This is a tactical miniature war game. And check it out on Mo's Game Table. Hexes and Soldiers. Aka AJ Toyenby. Aka Jason Cruz. Aka Hexes and Soldiers. An ASL slideshow. Holy moly, an hour of this. Sit back. Get your favorite drink. Pour yourself a wee dram. And watch Hexes and Soldiers. Chill, man. Mauro Faina for our Italian listeners. 3 videos. The video direct from BG Storico and Modena Play 2023. Also, episode 59 of Gianni Zeronori to talk about POG there, Paths of Glory. Jerusalem? Okay. And Storm over Jerusalem. And Paths of Glory. The final. Second turn, that is. On Mauro Faina. Cody of the Discriminating Gamer, Professor Cody, looks at Fighters of the Pacific. Also legendary, the Marvel Studios, the Infinity Saga. I guess it's the sinus thing is not over yet. And Stalingrad, Advanced Revolga, 1942. And this looks like a game not from GMT. Okay, I might be wrong, but I don't think so. That's why you come here and get your news. Watch the Discriminating Gamer. Kalismar, also known as the Lonesome Gamer. 4 videos out, parts 35 to 38 on, guess what? Europa Universalis. What is it about this game? Huh? What can I say, man? Look who's back! GMT! GMT has 1 video out, and it's the start of game strategy in Gene Billingsley's game, Mr. President. By the way, we had Jason Carr on for everything you wanted to know about war games but were afraid to ask, and we had a blast. What a nice guy, what a nice guy, what a nice guy. And we talked a little bit about this, we ribbed him, everything was in fun and good fun. Check it out, great interview. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, has 3 videos out. 2 of them are on Europa Universalis. Plus 1 of them is on the Blood Books book discussion. Enrico Viglino, ladies and gentlemen. Doug of the Gamer's Closet is looking at 2 videos concerning Woody Woodpecker's Moon Dash, a review and how to play and a playthrough. Come on. Plus unboxing The Crew, The Search for Planet 9. These games, The Crew, I had a couple. It's basically, it's a puzzle game, and it's super interesting, mind-bending, and hard for me. Anyways, plus another band card game, Hannah Montana Popstar card game. Why is the Hannah Montana band? Just saying that. What's the world coming to? ID Jester, Kurt, 8 videos out. Top board games of all time. 10-1, he's going down. Plus Viticulture, Stratomatic, Pandemic, Board Game Recap, Marvel Untitled Solo Taskmaster versus Black Widow, Captain America, and Iron Man. Come on, kill. Final round, Los Angeles, Nicholas Palmer and Price with the game. Caddy holds 10... 2 videos on that. He's losing his mind. Go watch him lose his mind on ID Jester. The Chief with Bonding of Board Games and RPGs has 1 video. I know you see 2, but it's 1. Because 1 is 10 days ago, so I already previewed it. He's unboxing War Stories, Rendezvous with Destiny, an RPG campaign book. The Gentleman of the Player's Aid, 3 videos this week. 1 unboxing on Traces of War by VUCA Simulation. Also a review of Heroes of Telemark by Decision Games. And an interview with David Thompson. How come David Thompson's got time for these guys? He doesn't have time for me. Hey, how come? No capiche.
The month of May ends with an overview of the out-of-print Avalon Hill Classic Gladiator. This game of man-to-man combat in the arena was originally published by Battleline. The video is essentially an unboxing that showcases the components focusing on the gladiator types provided in the game. Plus, the turn sequence is presented so you can start play right away. Check out more videos, such as how to combine Gladiator and Circus Maximus when you check out the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. And I will see you next Wednesday.
The Soviets invaded Afghanistan in 1979. It was an incursion that would last 10 bloody years and end in the defeat and withdrawal of all Soviet forces. 85 Graveyard of Empires. A squad battles game and the successor to 65 squad battles in the jungles of Vietnam, depicts exciting squad-level battles between bands of Afghan mujahideen and companies of Soviet soldiers. The game features immersive, card-driven play that stresses the fog of war. You never know what maneuver your opponent will attempt. Numerous exciting scenarios featuring historic battles. squad-level units depicting Mujahideen infantry, Soviet line troops and Spetsnaz, as well as individual T-55 62 tanks, BMPs, Hind helicopters, and more. 85 Graveyard of Empires is a highly tactical game capturing the up-close and personal fighting in a war neither the Soviet soldiers nor Afghan fighters had asked for. It's a game designed by gamers, for gamers to play, by Flying Pig Games.
GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer has 4 videos out. The first one, The Fate of All. Second one, Warhammer 40k Armageddon and Carrier Battles Philippine Sea review, plus Whiskey Charlie with STUKAJOE. Tikani's George Yoda's 4 videos, Advanced Squad Leader Tips and Tactics, Are Trucks Useless, plus the meaning of the word Special Rapporteur, and Advanced Squad Leader Starter Kit with Chat GPT Scenario S11, A Long Way to Go, plus Second Front DIY Scenarios, A Long Way to Go, based on the ASL SK11, George Yodas. Jan Heineman of a Let's Play History has 4 videos out. 2 of them are on Suzerain and 2 of them are on The Council. I caught a little bit of it and it looks really interesting on Let's Play History. The one and only STUKAJOE looks at El Ángulo Interesante, the interesting angle, the 28th of May at 2200 hours. This was streamed 4 days ago on the channel of STUKAJOE. History Hit, 4 videos unraveling the mystery of Gnosis and the Minotaur, plus the forgotten great war heroes deprived of recognition. Why is that? More than a medal, it says. And Could You Survive the Duke of Wellington's Army? Plus a 101-year-old veteran loops legendary World War II aircraft. He flies the Hurricane on History Hit. This is a new channel I just picked up. Andrew Chun, 3 videos. The final thoughts on Gary Graber's Salvo, plus Ships of War Episode 6 HMS Exeter 1929 versus Admiral Graf Spee 1934, and Ships of War Episode 6 The Conclusion on Andrew Chung's channel. Hissy Studios has 1 video and it's Mag 23, Guadalcanal, a Solitaire air war game. Who did that? Mag 83. Hissy Studios. Charles Latorre has 4 videos. It's FFOL, Small Skirmish to Refresh My Memory on Rules. This is 3 turns in. Plus, news, Mouseling Take Over Human Defense. Turn 7, and What's Been Accomplished. And The Game Ain't For Me. Bye-bye. What game's he talking about? Well, whatever game he's talking about, it's gone. Kevin Kitchen's on Once Upon a Game, Clash of Sovereigns, an unboxing. This is a game by GMT. The Blue Tweezers, 1 video, and it's his first thoughts on GMT's Seas of Thunder. Tabletop Sci-Fi, The Omega War. This is an SPI-TSR board game review and how to play. I thought it was Avalon Hill, but it's not. Fanny Robb, 4 videos. 1 is on the High Falls State Park, Jackson, Georgia waterfall. Plus the 3 other ones are on Carlo A. Rossi's Dogfight game. It's a playthrough, an unboxing, and red versus blue base playthrough. Fenny Rob, ladies and gentlemen. Nanguaya, the guy from back there. 8 videos. Happy birthday, William Aarons, last week. Plus interesting details in the Soldiers game by SPI. Rambo, May 30th. Rambo. GEV getting ready to play the breakthrough scenario. An old Steve Jackson game. Plus, it's very hot. Yeah, we're having a heat wave. Continues with GEV and Adjunct Introuvable. Auto strategy system by Nick Burt. Plus, Patoli, a quick look at an old Mesoamerican gambling game. All this on Nanguaya. Tank Zone 1 video. Men of War gameplay review. First impressions. Men of War 2, that is. On Tank Zone. Smitty's Game Table. 1 video. Operation Storm. Smitty's Game Table. He's been doing this quite a while. Hexed Encountered 4 videos. And 4 of them are all on the British way. And it's a Palestine solo play, plus Malaya play example, Kenya play example, and Cyprus play example. On Hexed Encountered. LBW Strategy Gaming. There's a new one for you guys. Devil's Den by Avalon Hill. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are all after action reports. And this looks like an old one. This, I think, is an old Civil War game. On LBW Strategy Gaming. Box of Delights has 1 video and it's Kingmaker the Second. Part 4, Guide to Kingmaker. Storm of Steel Wargaming 4 videos. 1 is a bench report. The other one is Bag the Hun Malaya Air War Project. It's a showcase. Plus End of a Legend and Crossing the Viro Group Battle Report. Vire Zero Group is the Zero Group. Sorry. That's why you come here to get the news. War Stories, 4 videos. Resisting Hitler, the bloody story of the battle for Crete. Plus the miracle of Dunkirk, the operation that saved Britain during World War II. And what can these military antiques teach us about the past? And why the Navy were instrumental to us strategy in Vietnam. The Dusted Game Shelf 2 videos. And it's Art in Board Games. Season 1, Episode 10, plus secondhand board games he must have picked up somewhere. The Dusted Game Shelf.
This week on 6 Actual. Sniper, Special Forces, from TSR and 1988. This is a standalone expansion for Sniper from SPI. Man-to-man combat and small unit tactics in a variety of scenarios. SAS, Delta Force, and Green Berets. Only on 6 Actual.
6 Actual.
And I'm Grant.
Howdy folks, it's Meandering Mike saying hello to all you folks watching Dan Pencoldi's show No Enemies Here. This is my weekly channel update, good old Meandering Mike. I did a lot more videos this week than last week. What did we do? Well, we did unboxings and a playthrough, and we're doing a giveaway and all that good stuff. So let's take a look here. What do we got? We got, the first one was an unboxing of a card game, Wyatt Earp by Richard Borg. That's Borg with an O, not an E. Yeah, he did a card game. Tinder Blocks is one that I played with my wife here. It's a family game. It's a small little game in a tin. It's kind of like the reverse of Jenga. Instead of pulling things out, you're building up a campfire. Lots of fun, lots of craziness goes on. I don't recommend playing this game if you've been eating s'mores or roasting marshmallow campfire. That'd be a little messy, but fun little quick game. Takes 3 to 5, 6 minutes to play, whatever. Did another game over here, Wings for the Bear. And this is from Victory Point's game. It's not a war game. It's a war-themed game. It's German aircraft designers. You're competing against each other for contracts from the German government, trying to obviously improve the quality of aircraft to help defeat the Allies, but you're mainly competing against the other manufacturers. You're trying to have the most money at the end of the game, but don't keep all your money in paper marks, because inflation could hit and you could be wiped out. So got to make sure you shift some money over into gold. My playthrough, Tannenberg, continuing that. That's the Der Weltkrieg introductory scenario. Going to do more of that this coming week. Napoleon's Conquest and Unboxing. It was a new Kickstarter from Fellowship of Simulations. It's kind of quite an interesting game, printed by a company in France. So if you're like different takes on Napoleonic games, take a look at that one. Did an unboxing of paints. If you're into miniatures, whether it's tabletop miniature games like Descent or Shadows of Brimstone, or into actual Napoleonic miniatures or silver, whatever, but Speed Painter came with their new formulation, or Army Painter for their Speed Paints 2.0. This is the complete set. Did an unboxing of that. All right, let's roll up here. More storage, more racks for the man cave garage. More racks. Trying to get that all taken care of. Getting close. When I finish up, maybe I'll have a big party or something. Who knows? And I'm also doing a giveaway, a book giveaway. Now, I did a game giveaway for 400 subscribers. Plan to do another one when I reach 500 subscribers. That'll be a big one, but this is an interim. We've passed 450. Decided to give away some books. They're all on World War II. So who out there doesn't like World War II things? So check that out. Look at that video. Subscribe, like, blah, blah, blah. All that normal stuff. You have a chance to win a book or 2 or 3. So that's it for the week. So I'm going to send it back to you, Dan, and all the folks watching the show. No one who's here. And have a good June. Ciao.
U-Boater 658. 5 videos. SES North Africa Operation Crusader Rommel Gambles All, an MMP game. Rifles in the NAM. This is a search and destroy setup. I guess it's concerning the... this looks like a... This has nothing to do with Rommel in the desert here. Plus, again, Operation Crusader, and again, Rifles in the NAM, Search and Destroy, Part 1 on U-Boater 658. The Tabletop's Edge combined World in Flames and CE. I don't know that one, CE. And also Days of... I forgot. 3 campaign. It's a playthrough number 17, March to April 1939, and Operation Sheets number 1, the TCS Chronicles on the Tabletop's Edge. Dave of Dave's Gaming Cave, 3 videos out concerning Interceptor Ace, Volume 2, Parts 4, 5, and 6, concerning April 1944 and May 1944. Danny pulls an ID Jester and does a golf video with of Los Angeles Nicholas Price Palmer. It's a live feed. Dave's Gaming Cave. The Board Game Chronicles 1 video. It's a teach and play for Stalingrad. Advance to the Volga, 1942. That great channel that is Kings and Generals, 3 videos. Why do we call the war in Ukraine unprovoked? Debunking Russian claims. Plus, Russia, China, and Iran, a new Axis, Kings and Generals documentary. That's very interesting. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think China is going to be that stupid. But anyways. What is the Pentagon leaks? What is in the Pentagon leaks? Kings and Generals documentary. Ladies and gentlemen. Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials, 2 videos. One is on Command and Colors Medieval number 4. It's Thanuris. Look, it's difficult sometimes. Also, Great War Commander, which I don't have. Tournament Scenario T01, The Patrol. I heard it's a decent game. Excuse me. Also, remember World War II with Rishi Sharma. 2 videos this week. It's an interview, a World War II interview, Eugene Castelli, plus a World War II POW and B-24. Nose Gunner John Harper shares his story. Man, I don't know, always freaks me out. Hex to Hex 2 videos, Rollica 2. The finale, Soldiers Rule discussion plus Quatre Bras, Ney versus Wellington, Part 1. Check this out. You're into food? Check out this guy, Vachef Vareva. He's great. He's funny. He does mutton kofta biryani plus red chili paste fried rice with chicken and corn Szechuan-like fried rice with chicken. Huh? And mutton vindaloo. Who doesn't want to have mutton vindaloo? Vareva at Vachef. Take my word for it. 3-minute board games. 2 videos. Archeo Society. In about 3 minutes plus 10 simple rules that make good games to great games. Man, on 3-minute board games.
I recently attended a game convention called KublaCon in Burlingame, California. KublaCon's been around for many, many years. If you're not quite sure where Burlingame is, it's just south of the San Francisco airport in the San Francisco Bay Area. I witnessed a fantastic game of Bolt Action 2nd Edition, but most people realize Bolt Action is a World War II game, but this particular one was readjusted for the Vietnam era. In this game, you had the NVA versus the U.S. Marine Corps in an overall slug match over a village in central Vietnam circa 1968. As you can see here, you have many, many NVA units attacking this town, with U.S. Marines having air support through helicopters, but the NVA has amphibious assault vehicles and a tank. The game went on for many, many hours, with the U.S. Marines and the NVA slugging it out across rivers, jungles, and even into the town. The game was a fantastic readjustment of the bolt action rules, and the scenario was very, very well put together, very well put together terrain, and I think was an overall win for the convention.
Legendary Tactics has 4 videos out, and it's our top 10 GMT games from the board game top 10 list, that is. Then top 10 GMT games you need to play, plus which is better, Axis and Allies or Shogun, and Underground Duchy tutorial for the Root board game on Legendary Tactics. For our Polish listeners, Wojennik TV has 3 videos out, all 3 in Polish. One is a review of, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but it looks like a soccer game to me, a football game, plus an unboxing of the Great Western Trail by Druggy Windeny. Yeah, Druggy Windeny. And again, second stage of the La Flamme Rouge of Tour de France. That's it, stage. That's what I was trying to get last week for our Polish listeners for Wojennik TV. History Hustle, 1 video, and it's the Prague Uprising, 1945, the last uprising during World War II, on History Hustle. Respect, Jim Ozarski is live with 4 videos of extended length, the Battle of Aspern Essling for Valor and Fortitude Plus, Epic Armageddon Training War Engines, and Armageddon Training Aerospace Units. What's he doing here? And Assault on Welki Zaire for Advance of the Reich. What's he doing? I'm all confused. And look at that. He's got 666 videos. Eek! Robert Fripp. 4 new uploads. Actually, he's got more, and it's concerning the album. My God, what was it called? The Exposure, the album. I don't know if any of you people are into King Crimson, Robert Fripp, or whatever he does, but that Exposure album is first, and basically Oni's solo album is fantastic. And this is new stuff, alternate takes, and blah, 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 Robert Fripp, ladies and gentlemen. The Tank Museum 1 video. Wire-guided tank killers, swing fire, anti-tank chats. And the man who goes by the name of Jeff has 12 videos out, and it's all concerning PC games. 4 of them are on wizardry, and the next 8 are on XCOM. Not a complex man. The man who goes by the name of Jeff. Stephen Dolge's 3 videos, Nations in Arms, Grand Campaign Redux 1811, same game 1812, same game The Finish 1813 on Stephen Dolge's channel. Stephen Dolge's. And Tony of Tony's Board Life has 1 video. Antietam 1862 scenario number 1, part number 1.
Hello all, today Kilroy goes off the shelf and back onto his table to do a weekly update. I started off with Memorial Day and talking about my uncle's service cap, and also talking about creating a scenario that dealt with or would try to simulate the action in which he lost his life in New Guinea. And so I was going to use Combat Commander for that, so check that out. I also did a Coffee with Kilroy talking about the introduction to wargaming from SPI. So this was kind of a special insert in the, I think, the Strategy and Tactics subscription. Interesting tidbits in there, so please take a look at that. Then I went into World War I and continued with my Coffee with Kilroy coverage of postcard games with Fateful Days, a Paul Rohrbal game dealing with kind of the Schlieffen Plan at the beginning of World War I. And staying on World War I, pulled out World War I, 1914 to 1918. This is a Jim Dunnigan design covering World War I. Has some very unique mechanisms in there, so and a different perspective on things, so definitely take a look at that. Then went to Naval Warfare 1862 to 1980. This is a Panzer Digest Naval War Special from Minden Games, a battle game book with 3 games. Actually, there's 4 games in there because there's a mini game on Jutland, but there's with 4 games dealing with naval warfare from Gary Graber. Definitely take a look at that. Got a surprise delivery from Lock and Load. Not exactly what I was expected, but a surprise nonetheless. They're very, very quick. And so anyway, take a look at that. That was a short. Then we did an unboxing of Atlantic Chase. This is the 2nd printing. I missed out on the first one, but GMT was kind enough to get me this one. So I did an unboxing on that and talked about some of its unique aspects and discussed whether it was worthy of the several Charles S. Roberts Awards that it won last year. I'll let you decide that, but take a look at that. And then went to, this is heavy, Dueling Eagles, another postcard game, excuse me, from Paul Rohrbal. This is dealing with the air combat over Malta in World War II. Very simple air game, but it's got some great graphics there if you take a look at that. And then I did a brief Coffee with Kilroy, kind of a bonus one, talking a little bit about Tales of War. This is great stories from military history for every day of the year. I just picked this up, and so every day of the year it's got a story, a military history story, and I decided for June 2nd to read that one, and that talked about Garibaldi and his death. And so I decided to talk about this game, which is kind of it's definitely a Euro game, not necessarily a war game, but it's basically a search game where you're trying to capture Garibaldi. Well, some people are trying to capture him, and if you're playing Garibaldi, you're trying to avoid capture. It's for 2 to 6 players, and it's an interesting game with kind of a hidden movement and definitely asymmetrical play. But you know, I might read more stuff from this Tales of War. I probably won't do every day because I guess, you know, if my math's correct, there might be 365 stories in there, and that's a lot of coffee even for me. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my channel. And if you haven't yet, please do. And support Dan and all his efforts as well, and all the content providers that he covers on this on his site, No Enemies with No Enemies Here. Great show, great content, and thank you all for stopping by. Dan needs a video. There it is. Dan needs a video. Dan needs a video. Oh my God! Hey, cup of Joe. I don't got time for coffee.
Another week, another show, another year. Thanks for subscribing. Please like this. Thanks for watching. My brains are killing me, man. The sinus thing ain't over. Watch it be something really bad. Like, I don't even want to say it, but I'm gonna go enjoy myself tonight, just in case. I'm gonna have some Chinese food. I like Chinese food, the American Chinese food. Plus, I'm gonna smoke a pipe in my newly air-conditioned smoking room. Thank God, because we're having a heat wave. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and support this channel. This was a big show. Everybody was in. Ricardo was in. Six Actual was in. Steve was in. Doug Weed was in. Holy moly, Meandering Mike was in. Don't forget the CSRs. Go vote. And let's make this one a nice one, huh? Okay. With that said, be nice all the time. Have a great weekend.